You stopped saying my name like it mattered. It fell from your lips like a lie. We used to talk until morning light. Now you barely looked in my eyes. Your hands forgot where I needed them. Your arms didn't reach for me. I was standing beside you in plain sight, but you chose not to see. I felt it breaking long before it broke. You let go slowly, but I held hold. I held the ending alone in my hands while you walk away like we never had plans. You let forever slip through your fingers, but I stay behind with the hurt that still lingers. You didn't fight, you didn't try. You just let us quietly die. I carried the weight we used to own. I held the ending I still hear your voice in the hallway, even though you're miles away. Every promise we ever whispered turned into words you wouldn't say. I kept believing you'd turn around, that you remember my heart somehow. But love shouldn't feel like begging, and I was begging you, but then I stayed longer than I should have stayed, loving someone who already walked away. I held the ending alone in my hands while you walked away like we never had plans. You let forever slip through your fingers, but I stayed behind with the hurt that still lingers. You didn't fight, you didn't try. You just let us quietly die. I carried the weight we used to own. I held the ending alone. Did it hurt you to leave me there? Or did you feel nothing at all? Was I just someone you outgrew, like writing you erased from the wall? I would've stayed through every storm, through every tear, through every scar. But you were already gone in your heart before you ever went that far. I held the ending in trembling hands, still believing you'd understand. But silence was your last goodbye, and I was the only one left to cry. I held the ending alone in my hands, watching you fade while I barely could stand. You left me here with the love I was saving, a heart still full but slowly breaking. You didn't turn, you didn't see what losing you did to me. You left before the truth was known. I held the ending alone. Now I sleep on the edge of your side of the bed with words we never said, and I replay every moment we knew. I held the ending alone. You said you didn't mean the silence, but silence filled the room. You said you didn't mean to break me, but I broke too soon. Your words were sharp but softly spoken, like they didn't know their weight. I kept telling myself you'd change if I just learned to wait. I covered bruises on my heart, pretending they weren't there. I stayed after the hurt, after the tears stained my shirt, after the nights you turned away, and I begged you just to stay. I kept loving through the pain, through the damage and the blame. I gave you more than I deserved. I stayed after the hurt. You'd hold me when you felt alone, but let me go when I needed you. I was a shelter in your storm, but you never saw me through. Every promise had a crack, every forever felt unsure, but I kept building us back up while you kept closing doors. I told myself that love was strong, even when it felt so wrong. I stayed after the hurt, after you said it wouldn't work, after I swallowed every pride just to keep you by my side. I forgave what broke my trust, turned my fears into dust. I kept believing in your words. I stayed after the hurt. Was I loving you too much, or just afraid to be alone? Did you know I was breaking every time your voice turned cold? I gave you chances, more than few, more than my heart could handle through. But love shouldn't feel like surviving, it shouldn't feel like hiding. I stayed after the hurt, even when I knew my worth, even when the truth was clear that you were disappearing. I stayed after the hurt while you kept making it worse. I stood in pieces, still in love, praying you rise above. But love can heal if only one is fighting for what's already gone. Now I'm the one who finally learned why I stayed after the hurt. Now I'm walking away in tears from all those wasted years. I held on longer than I should, thinking someday you would. But love shouldn't burn like dirt. I stayed too long after the hurt. You started packing up your silence before you packed your clothes. There was a distance in your eyes that only heaven knows. You said we'd talk about it later, but later never came. I watched the love we built together go up in quiet flame. I saw the ending in your face, but I still beg for one more day. I stayed through goodbye while you were already gone, held on to us when you stopped holding on. I stood in the doorway as you crossed the line. You kept believing love was stronger than believing. I said through goodbye, through every silence tear I cried. I watched you fade right in front of me while I begged you not to leave. You didn't fight, you didn't try, you just let it slowly die. You walked away without a fight, and I stayed through goodbye. And I stayed through goodbye. Now I stand in an empty room with echoes of your voice. Loving you was never wrong, believing wasn't my choice. You were halfway out the door before you said you'd try. You left before you left, and I stayed through goodbye. I learned the sound of your footsteps leaving before I learned the sound of your staying. Every promise hung in the doorway while I was quietly praying. You said I'll call you tomorrow, but tomorrow never came. I kept my heart wide open while you slowly walked away. I told myself you needed time, but time just left me behind. I was always waiting for you to come home, standing in the silence, standing alone, holding on to words you never kept, losing myself in tears I wept. You were always somewhere I couldn't reach, just out of range of loving me. I gave you more than I should be giving. I was always waiting. I memorized excuses like they were lines in a song. I told my heart be patient, even when patience felt wrong. Your shadow stayed longer than you did, your voice faded into air. I stayed where you last left me, hoping you'd still be there. I thought love meant holding on, even when it was already gone. just empty air. I was always waiting while you let me go, holding on to love you didn't show. I stayed when you didn't try, stayed through every silent goodbye. I was standing where you left me last, frozen inside our fading past. You stopped loving without explaining, and I was always waiting. Now I'm learning how to close the door, learning what my heart is for. But part of me will always stay in the place you walked away. Still hoping, still breaking, still waiting. You came to me like quiet rain, soft enough to make me trust every word you ever said. Felt like something built to last. You traced forever on my skin, like it was yours to give away. I never thought a gentle hands would be the ones that couldn't stay. You felt like home I never had. Now you're just someone from my past. Love didn't warn me it would hurt this bad, didn't tell me you'd be the best and worst I had, didn't show me the moment you would slip away, or how my heart would break the day you changed. You held me close, then let me fall, never gave me a sign at all. If I knew how lonely love could be, I wish love would warn me. I still remember how you smiled, like I was everything you knew. Now I'm just a fading memory in a life that's new to you. Your shadow doesn't follow mine, but mine still chases where you've been. I'm learning how to live without the arms I once believed, and I didn't see the truth inside your eyes. I was too busy believing your lies. Love didn't warn me it would hurt this bad, didn't tell me you'd be the best and worst I had, didn't show me the moment you slip away, or how my heart would break the day you changed. You held me close, then let me hold the silence where you used to sleep and drown in memories I couldn't keep. I gave you all of me completely. Love didn't want me. Love didn't want me. You used to look at me like I was everything, like I was the air inside your lungs. Now your eyes just pass right over me, like I'm no longer the one. You stopped reaching for my hand at night, stopped saying my name the same. I didn't hear the sound of goodbye, but I felt the moment you changed. It wasn't sudden, it wasn't loud, just love fading. Without a sound, I felt the moment you changed. When your touch didn't feel the same, when your arms became a place I didn't recognize or stay. You were there but far away, standing in yesterday. I was holding on to what remained, but you were already changed. We sat in silence in the same room, but it felt like miles apart. You stopped asking how I was, stopped caring about my heart. Your voice lost its warmth for me, turned into something cold. You stopped saying I love you, like those words were getting old. I tried to find the you I knew, but love was slipping out of you. I felt the moment you changed, when forever slipped away, when your kiss became goodbye without you even saying why. You stopped seeing me the same, stopped needing me that way. I was calling out your name, but I was calling out your name, but you were already changed. Did you notice when you let me go? Did you feel it in your soul? Or was I the only one who knew we were already through? I would have stayed through anything, through every storm your heart could bring, but you stopped fighting for a flame, and I was the only one in pain. I felt the moment you changed, when love turned into space, when your heart closed its door and you weren't mine anymore. I felt the moment you changed, when you looked at me without my name, when your arms no longer felt like home, and I was standing there alone. You didn't leave, but you were gone. You stopped holding on. I was loving you the same, but you. Now I replay that final day, searching for words you didn't say, trying to find where love derailed, where forever quietly failed. I didn't see it rearranged until the moment, yeah. changed. We used to dance in the kitchen light, barefoot on cracked tile floors. You'd spin me like the world was ours, like nothing could close those doors. You memorized the way I laughed, said it felt like coming home. Now I replay that melody, but I'm listening alone. I felt your fingers slipping slow, but I was scared to let you go. You didn't hold on when I needed you to. Didn't fight for us like lovers do. You let the silence fill the room, watched our roses lose their bloom. I was reaching with both hands while you were letting go again. Love was breaking. You stayed coming, you didn't hold on. I kept the letters that you wrote, folded inside my drawer. Promises in your handwriting that don't mean anything anymore. You said forever like a vow, like it was carved in stone. But forever turned to I don't know, and I was left on my own. I gave you chances one by one. You gave up before we were done. You didn't hold on when I needed you to. Didn't fight for us like lovers do. You let the distance grow too wide while I was standing by your side. I was reaching with both hands, begging you to understand. Love was fading. You stayed and you didn't hold on. Was I the only one still trying? The only one afraid of losing? Did you feel relief, not heartbreak, when you made your choosing? I would have stayed through every storm, through every tear, through every scar. But you were already halfway out before I knew we'd gone too far. So you didn't hold on to my heart, you let it fall apart. I whispered please into the dark, but you were already gone. You didn't hold on when it mattered most. You let our love turn into a ghost. You didn't fight, you didn't stay, you just slowly drifted away. I was holding on to hope while you were letting go. Now I'm the one still standing strong, but you didn't hold on. Now the kitchen light still shines, but there's no one left to spin me around. I learned the hardest way love can slip away without a sound. I would have carried us for so long if you had just held on. You stopped tracing circles on my skin like you forgot the shape of me. Your voice turned into empty space where warmth used to be. We sat across from each other, but you felt miles away. I tried to reach your quiet heart, but you had nothing left to say. I saw the distance in your eyes long before our last goodbye. You let love die without a fight, watched it fade into the night. Didn't try to save what we had made, just stood there while it slipped away. I was begging you to try, but you wouldn't even cry. You didn't break, you didn't lie. You just let love die. I still remember how you held me, like you never let me fall. Now your arms are just a memory that doesn't reach me at all. You used to say I was your forever, you're always in your home. Now forever feels like something I believed in alone. I kept holding on for two, while letting go was all you do. You let love die without a sound, let my heart fall to the ground. You didn't fight, you didn't stay, you just slowly turned away. I was trying to believe you were someone I could keep, but you stopped loving me in time, and you let love die. Was I the only one still hoping, the only one left holding on? Did you feel relief when you left me, or did you know that it was wrong? I would have stayed through every tear, through every doubt, through every fear. But love can't live inside a heart that's already falling apart. You let love die in front of me, turn forever into memory. I was standing in the remains, calling out your name. You let love die without regret, like we were something to forget. You didn't reach, you didn't try, you just let forever die. I was still yours in every way, but you chose to walk away. Now I'm alone beneath the sky, because you let love die. Now I sleep beside your ghost, missing you the most, holding on to what we used to be. While you let go of me, you didn't scream, you didn't cry, you just let love die. a picture on a dresser from a summer we can't find. You were laughing in the sunlight with your fingers laced in mine. You said I was your always, your safe and steady place. Now I search for that same feeling, but I can't find it in your face. Something changed without a sound. Love went missing, still around. You loved me once, I know it's true. I saw forever in your eyes of blue, but somewhere between then and now, you forgot your sacred vow. You held my heart like it was home. Now I'm the only one alone. I still feel it every month, the truth that you loved me once. Your touch used to feel like fire, like it burned away my fears. And now it's just a fading memory, drowning in my tears. I kept waiting for your voice to say you changed your mind, but silence is the only thing you chose to leave behind. I kept replaying every word, trying to fix what I never heard. You loved me once, I know you did, before your heart went somewhere hid. You used to say my name with pride, now you barely look inside. You were my calm, my only trust. Now our promises collectors, I still whisper it at lunch, that you loved me once. Was it something I didn't see? Did the ending start with me, or did your heart just slowly roam until it didn't feel like home? I would have fought through every doubt, I would have stayed and figured it out. But love can't live on memories, and I'm down here on my knees. So you loved me once, before the fall, before the silence took it all, before the space grew wide between what we were and what we've been. You loved me once, and that's what breaks me, knowing you're the one who changed me. You were my light, my only chance. Now I'm just a past romance. I still feel your ghost in my touch, still miss you far too much. The hardest truth I've faced in months is that you loved me once. Maybe someday I'll understand how love can slip right through your hands, but tonight I hold what we became, a faded spark, a quiet flame. You don't love me now. Maybe someday I'll understand how love can slip right through your hands. But tonight I hold what we became, a faded spark, a quiet flame. You don't love me now, but you loved me. You left your shadow on the bedroom wall, next to the picture we never took down. Your coffee cup still by the sink, lipstick stain from a different town. I heard the door but not goodbye, just silence where your voice would be. You didn't slam it, didn't cry, you just erased yourself from me. Stood there frozen in between what we were and what you'd already been. You walked out of love without a sound, left my heart bleeding on the ground. Didn't turn back, didn't say why, just let forever slowly die. You let me hold in what we made while you became a stranger's name. You didn't run, you didn't shove, you just walked out of love. Your side of the bed still cold and clean, like you never belonged there at all. But I still reach for you in my sleep, out of habit, before I fall. Your jacket hangs behind the door, still smells like nights you held me close. Now it's just fabric, nothing more, wrapped around a fading ghost. And I keep asking empty air how you stopped needing me there. You walked out of love without a sound, left my heart bleeding on the ground. Didn't turn back, didn't say why, just let forever slowly die. You let me hold in what we made while you became a stranger's name. You didn't run, you didn't shove, you just walked out of love. Was I the only one still holding on? Did you leave long before you were gone? Did your heart slowly close its door while mine was loving you more and more? I would have fought, I would have stayed, I would have been, I would have prayed, but you were already somewhere else, leaving me here with myself. You walked out of love without a sound, and I'm still breaking down, still hearing echoes of your touch, still missing you too much. You walked out of love without a sound, left my whole world crashing down. Didn't turn back, didn't try, just left me here to wonder why. You took the lie, you stop loving me that much. Now I talk to silence like it's you, and pretend somehow you're listening too. But deep inside I know the truth of